What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. This is Leo's Nerd Talk, and today we're going to be talking about If. So let's get into that. Hi, my name is Leo, and if you guys like talking about movies, TV shows, or video game related, or just anything nerdy, you have come to the right place. And like I said, we are talking about If. So without further ado, let's get into the review. Before we get started with all my thoughts about the movie, let's go ahead and head into our favorite segment, at least my favorite segment, and that is Popcorn Bucket Review. Alrighty, so for today's popcorn bucket review, we got ourselves an If as a popcorn bucket. This is a great popcorn bucket. It's a little smaller than what I was hoping for. When I saw it get announced on the AMC app, I thought it was gonna be a lot bigger. It's still pretty cool. Definitely probably one of the better popcorn buckets that we got in this year. I really like that they went with an actual like full body design and not just a metal bucket with the design of the If banner on there. You do put the popcorn here in the back. Probably would never use this for eating popcorn, if I'm being honest, because that just looks like a pain to clean. But it is pretty cool that you can have it like this. It does come with a little lanyard, so you can put it on, rock it. That's what I was kind of doing. I was walking around the movie theater with this on, so that was pretty cool as well. I like that he is holding it on his actual hands itself, so it looks like he's hanging. So that is pretty awesome. So I really enjoyed it. This is Steve Carell's character, Blue. Yes, he is purple, but his name is Blue. Steve Carell's character, if I remember correctly, very cute, adorable, funny character. He's a huge character within the movie, and I'm not saying like plot wise. I'm saying like physically huge, like you can see in the trailers. But overall, I really enjoy this popcorn bucket. I think this is definitely worth it. It was probably one of the cheaper popcorn buckets we've gotten this year, so I like it. It's pretty cool. Moving on. But without taking any more of your time, let's go ahead and get into the pros for me. And I really just enjoy the premise of this movie. I think John Krasinski did an amazing job with the script as well as the visuals and the directing style that he went here. I do enjoy John Krasinski's character within the film, even though it's kind of a smaller role. He plays a big part in our main character's life, but overall, he doesn't pop up as much as like Ryan Reynolds or our main character or most of our ifs that we get here throughout the entire film. But I do enjoy what he gives. He has a very sincere fatherly love type of role it's very heartwarming. It definitely gives you a little smile on your face. It has a lot of comedic relief. You know, John Krasinski is kind of playing himself in a way. He's just playing like a dad, and I really enjoy that. All of his lines, all of his scenes were very heartwarming, very nice to watch. It definitely was kind of one of those tearjerker type of movies, so I definitely enjoyed his character. And then now we have our main little girl, and the whole time I was trying to figure out where she was from. Like I recognized her so much. I didn't know where the heck I saw her before, but she is Judith from The Walking Dead, Rick Grimes' daughter, and I was like, oh, that's pretty awesome. She's grown up a lot. That's pretty cool. The whole time I was like, she looks so familiar, but she did a great job. She's definitely a lot more mature than you would expect someone of her age. You see, the way she speaks, the way she acts, it's kind of more of adult-like. She doesn't really have that kiddish vibe, which is pretty nice. So the whole like stereotype, like kid actors are being annoying or whatever, that you don't really get that here. She definitely fits in with the whole adult cast that we have here, and is very smart, is very intelligent. She has great line delivery, great acting. There's a couple of moments where she seemed a little stiff, but you can look over it. It's overall, I think she did a pretty great job. And of course, we also have Ryan Reynolds as our lead, our other lead male human actress. Not that that's an if, or well, but you'll get what I mean if you've seen the movie. But Ryan Reynolds does a great job too. I like that he's kind of this kind of person that is trying to help these ifs get a new kid, a new family, and it's been so long since he's been able to do that. So he's like stressed out. He's done being the happy guy. He's all depressed. It's nice seeing his character where you have the contradicting sides of John Krasinski and the little girl, and Ryan Reynolds of two people that are very happy and someone that's kind of just over his life in a sense. But I do like all of our main human characters, and of course all of our voice actors that are playing ifs. It's a huge cast. Like you look at the cast of all the ifs that we have here, all the imaginary friends, there is so many recognizable names. So that's pretty awesome to see that you have all of these high regarded actors in this movie that I thought was really fun. And I kind of mentioned a little bit earlier, but this movie really was like a tearjerker. My eyes definitely got watery so many times. There were so many emotional moments, and I really like the kind of the visual that we get where this focuses a lot more on adults feeling alone. And this being a comedy drama, I thought it was gonna be just a comedy. It was a comedy drama, and I thought this was gonna focus a lot more on kids and kids feeling alone and kids needing someone there for them. This focused a lot more on adults, adults where you've grown up, you're an adult, you're living your life, you're working, and you feel like you're on your own. You have no one to kind of put your back against, and have no one to help you. You feel alone. You feel like you're sinking, and these ifs finding their way back to their original kid that created them up, and having that heartwarming, reconnection between them and their imaginary friend. That was such an amazing little sequences. You have multiple sequences. You have like a montage towards the end. That's definitely like one of those heartwarming things that a lot of people can relate to, and I really enjoyed that kind of idea and that kind of message of adults feeling alone, and they don't have to be. They can still feel like kids every now and then, and still have someone there to make them happy and smile. So I enjoy that imagery. I enjoy that message that this kind of whole movie kind of gave to us. I also enjoyed all of the if designs. They're very cartoonish looking, which it fits obviously because they're imaginary friends. So you don't really delve too deep in how they look, or the CGI is bad, or whatever the case is. But they all look pretty interesting. A lot of unique designs, a lot of fun designs, a lot of funny designs. So I enjoyed all the ifs that we got here, and I really like that this movie basically just reminded me of one of my favorite childhood cartoons, The Foster Homes for Imaginary Friends. That is exactly what this movie is. But in John Krasinski mind, his idea, a little spin off of that idea essentially, and I really really enjoyed that. It definitely brought me back some memories of that show that I've seen so many times when I was a kid that I absolutely love, and it kind of, I feel like it gives little nods and references because one of the main imaginary friends from that cartoon is named Blue, and one of the main ifs in this movie is named Blue. So I'm not sure if John Krasinski pulled that connection, but if he did, that's a nice little nod to Imaginary or Foster Home of Imaginary Friends, that little cartoon TV show from way back in the day that I always loved watching this. So I enjoyed how this is kind of like a little twist of that. And I do enjoy the little twist of who Ryan Reynolds is, and there's a reoccurring joke of an imaginary friend that's invisible, and a little twist of who was the kid that dreamt him up and created him. So I enjoy the little like twist. I say it doesn't destroy the whole plot and make you be like, oh crap, that's fucking crazy. It's a nice little twist that makes sense. It's enjoyable, and it has a little nice little wrap up at the end that's very heartwarming. So this is definitely one of those family movies. It's very heartwarming, very sweet. I really enjoyed it. I'm not sure why there was so much negative um, reviews and bad tomato score. I thought this movie was just really heartwarming, really fun to watch. I mean, it's not one of the greats of all time. I'm not saying that, but for what it is, it definitely delivers on what it's trying to deliver. I thought it was very sweet, very funny, very emotional. It was a fun movie to watch. I really enjoyed it. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the cons. And there's not too much to nitpick, not too much to go against. But there's sequences that feel a little awkward. The line delivery didn't feel as satisfying. There was moments where it stood out, like amongst the kind of flow of the movie. It stood out. It just felt weird. It felt awkward. So there was just moments like that where there was some sequences that just felt like if they were removed completely, the movie would have done just as fine. But other than that, I mean, I think that the movie does a great job of what it does. It has great pacing. I never felt like this movie was too long, but there are definitely sequences where you're just like, ooh, that didn't really work. Or there's a lot of comedy that did work for me, but there were still jokes in there that just did not land, were super flat, fell in his face, that you're just sitting there like, ooh, okay, let's move on to the next scene. This joke is going on a little too long. I just continue going on. So there's moments in the movie that just don't feel like they belong. They don't feel like they are tonally all there. It just doesn't make sense to have them. If they weren't there, this movie would have been better for it. So it's mainly, that's really my only issues with the movie. But let me know what you guys thought about If in the comments section down below. I'd love to hear our guys' thoughts. Did you guys enjoy the movie? Are you guys even going to check it out at all? You know, this being John Krasinski's third movie, I believe, in his filmography. What do you think about him as a director? I thoroughly enjoyed him, but I would love to hear your guys' thoughts. And again, if you guys like talking about movies, TV shows, or video game related, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. I'll see you guys on the next review. Thank you.